going to give you the list out. So that first thing is you'll get some clarity on that one. And if there any practice pending, try to complete that one also. And tomorrow I'm not going to take any session. As per our plan, okay, few people, I don't know exactly, maybe that is Ajay, right? Only Ajay or one more person asked about the recap sessions on this specific concept. So today, just to finalize that again, the concept, guys, so that tomorrow I can plan that session and I will try to complete that recap session tomorrow. Okay, the remaining people, of course, in case if you want to attend that session tomorrow also, okay, I will take the session. Okay, I am available in the session again 8:30 to 9:30 only. But as per our discussion, so instead of taking the new concept, okay, I will recap that session. Okay, so in case if anybody, yeah, maybe that is Ajay or Akhil, I don't know exactly, but please inform to them. The remaining people, okay, that is optional, guys. Optional. Again, I will take the 1 hour session recap. Whatever the concepts is pending or anything is doubt, then so we will plan one more thing also after completion of all the concepts. Again, we'll go through just I will give you the recap and then we will close the sessions. So one important suggestion is from my end, I can able to close the sessions, but from your end, just to make sure, try to complete all your things. So that's why today, just I'm going to give you just the list of concepts, whatever the concepts we discussed till now, and what are the pending concepts we need to cover, and what are the extra things I'm going to give you here. So all these things. But again, today 3 members. Right. This is a little bit. I can say this is concern because in case if you didn't attend the sessions, definitely you will not get any idea. Okay. So the first thing is just to remember, I hope my screen is also visible. Just we discussed about actually the Python basics, and in Python basics also, just to make sure in case if you have any doubts in operators, just remember that one. And interview point of view also, this is very, very important, guys. Python basics is nothing but I can say input function, output functions. And in that, just I'm talking about the main points. I'm not giving each and every point here. Just I'm talking about main points. So instead of saying actually the data types concept, we should talk about actually the conversion functions only, which is nothing but a int function, float function, maybe inputted as well as output function. That's it. Okay, so initially, so we don't know what exactly the list, what exactly the set, and all this concept. Just to remember that the conversion functions is important. And coming to the, yeah, the basics easily you can cover that one. Next, coming to the important thing is that is control statements. Control statements. And in control statements also, first of all, you need to give the preference to this concept only, guys. Before going to the interview, just to give preference to this one. I can say that is conditional control statement. In conditional control statements also, that is, I can say here, if else, elif, which means elif ladder, and I can say here nested if conditions. Okay, so all these concepts are important in conditional control statements, and we have seen few programs also and have given some list of programs also. And after that, I can say here that is the loops concept. I can say that is loops concept. We have seen actually the for loop as well as the while loop both. Okay. And here also I have given some examples and a few programs on that one. Just once again prepare that one. Let me know the specific business logic in case if you are struggling. So after completion of the conditional control statements as well as the loops concept, very important thing is the data structures. Okay, so I can say data structure is nothing but a where we can store the data, where we can store multiple values. Okay, But coming to the Python programming language, okay, we have already predefined things. No need to write the hard code for data structures. If it is Java programming language, we need to write the hard code to store the data in a ascending order, descending order, all these things. But in Python, directly we have some predefined things like there is a list concept which can store the duplicate elements, heterogeneous type of data, which will follows the indexing order, all these things. In other programming languages, that is called actually array. But here the name is list. And within this list also, I can say here operations like how to insert an element, delete an element, update an element, few operations we have seen. Okay, but this is very, very important for writing the logics. And coming to the next important thing is the set and along with the set operations like intersection, union, difference we can. So of course we can use actually the methods concept as well as some operators concept also, but we have seen this one also. And coming to the one more thing is this is similar to the list concept, that is actually the tuple. And in tuple also there are a few operations we have seen that one. And later, yes, one more thing is there. I forget actually. So don't worry, I will explain this one also. That is actually the dictionary concept. Which means in case if you want to take actually the key value pair, then we can use this one. So otherwise, yeah, directly we can go further depending on the requirement, set list as well as triple concept. But of course, sometimes we will use the dictionary concept also. Okay. So assume this is the pending concept. Don't worry, I will explain this one. Okay, so just remember this point. Okay, so this is pending. So I will explain this one. So remember, all these are the data structures, and first of all, you should know what is what and operations on each and every data structure. List and list operation, set what exactly the set and operations on that one, tuple and how to perform some operations on tuple, how to iterate the values, all these things. And one more thing is here only I would like to include the slicing concept is very, very important, guys. Here only I'm going to add here. I can say here the slicing, which is nothing but in case if it is a list concept, we can get the data from the list in two ways. One thing is by using index positions we can get, and one more thing is by using slicing concept we can get. Two ways are there to retrieve the data from the list concept. So the slicing concept is very, very important, especially in list concept as well as the tuple concept as well as the strings concept. Okay, so how to use the slicing concept, which is nothing but a slicing concept mainly used for retrieving more than one element. That is actually the slicing concept, right? Okay, so some range of values if you want to get, just we can use the slicing concept, but we can perform the slicing concept in list concept as well as tuple concept as well as strings concept also. And after that, the next important point is after completion of the data structures. So these 2 points very, very important, control statements as well as the data structure. Mostly almost I can say 40 percentage of interview is on these two statements only. Okay, so in case if you went for the Python developer post or Python programmer post, then mostly 40 percentage of work is on control statements as well as the data structures only. So they will ask you the questions on this one only. In case if you are good at control statements as well as data structures, okay. So which means almost 40% score we got it. That's it. So then after completion of this one, very important point is functions and I can say here its types. Okay. So in that we have seen what exactly the function, how to write the logic within the function, right? How to write the logic within the function and what are the types of functions we have like parameterized function, non-parameterized function, with return type, without return type, all these things we discussed in the functions concept. Coming to the next important concept is object-oriented programming system. So this is again, I can say almost a 30 percentage. Okay, I can say 25 to 30 percentage interviews on, okay, interview questions on the functions as well as OOPS concepts only. Okay, so I can say here, here just we need to remember the principles like encapsulation. What is encapsulation? What is advantages and all these things. Just this is one more important concept. I can say this is abstraction and that is inheritance. And in that there are a list of subconcepts also like local variables, global variables, like instance variables, private, public, protected. We discussed all these things, but just to remember, okay. And after that we discussed about actually the polymorphism concept also, but these are the things. In case if we can able to complete here the control statements and data structures, you will get almost 40% score in the interview. And if you can able to complete here the functions concept as well as the OOPS concept, they're almost around 25% you'll get. So which is nothing but almost to 67%. Okay, 65% you got it. So if you're perfect in all these things. So now after completion of this one, once again, the important thing is that is, I can say here, exception handling, but few companies, they will not give you the preference to this one. Okay, so I can say here 5 to 10%, but depending on the company. But the concept is very, very important, guys. But in case of you settled as a Python developer or Python analyst, okay, mostly we will not write the exception handling code. Very few situations in Python to write the exception handling code. That's why depending on the application, I'm saying few companies will prefer the exception handling also, but few companies will not prefer. That's the reason I'm saying that is 5 to 10% only. So after completion of exception handling, here only you'll get the almost a 70%, 65 to 70% again. I can say here working with files concept. So again almost here the 10% of score you'll get here, 5 to 10% of score you'll get, that is almost to 75%. So next, how to read the data from the file, how to write the data into the file. So all these things we need to remember here. Then I can say here Python, okay, I can say here database connection. I can say Python with, okay, Python with the database connection. So this is again, I can say 10%. So almost 85% here only we have covered, right? So here I'm saying almost 40%, and here I'm saying again 25%, that is 65% we got it. And in this almost 5%, that is 70, and this is 80, and again, so overall it is 85%. Okay, in case if the exception handling is not a matter for them, then around 85% here only we have covered. So remember guys, in case if you are good in all these concepts, then definitely you will be selected as a Python programmer. Remember, you should be good in the logical programming and you should know each and everything here. Then definitely you will be selected in the Python programmer. Even the database connectivity, working with the files, all these things. The remaining 15% is a little bit advanced things. You should know the little bit advanced things. Then like using a OOPS concept, how to write the logics. Okay, so how to build a simple applications. Okay, we'll see that one also. That is around 5% I can say. And the remaining percentage related to, I can say that is a data analysis part, like how to generate the graphs, web scraping, all these things. But right now, no one is using even the web scraping also, because for web scraping, there are different types of libraries. So which means as a programmer, no need to write the hard code. Okay. But don't worry. So we will see actually some graphs, how to generate the graphs and how to, I will give you the just a brief idea on how to read CSV file as well as TSV file, all those things. But of course, that is not actually the part of syllabus, but I'm going to cover that one also. Don't worry about that. But so remember, these concepts you need to complete first. Then remaining things, just I'm going to give you. I'm trying to plan because you guys completed the course a little bit early um, when compared to the other batches, but I don't know whether really you are doing the practice or not. Maybe sometimes you are. I observed sometimes you are asking the questions, but sometimes you are not asking question. I have given almost 65 questions, but I don't know why you people are not asking the questions on that one. Otherwise, there only we will spend mostly 3 to 4 days on logical programming only. So that's the reason. That's the reason we can able to cover the whole thing in very less days. So yeah, in case if you are able to catch each and every point, that's good. Very really it is good. So now anyway, these are the concepts we need to complete. The first thing you need to remember. And the second important point is today our agenda is just I'm going to give you one simple application, or it's not an application, it is a little bit big program, and how to implement that one using OOPS concept. So later, in case if we have some time, then I will cover a little bit graphics also, like how to generate the graphs also. So the first thing is, I can say here, I'm going to implement very simple application, ATM application, guys, using OOPS concept. So for that purpose, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take here the class first of all. Okay, I'm going to take here the class. And here you'll get private variables. Okay, exactly. That is not a private variable. That is instance variables, local variables, all these things. Remember, guys. So I'm going to implement one application that is, I can say here, ATM, assume. Okay, ATM is the application name. So we know already the class naming rules. That is nothing but it starts with uppercase letter, but remaining letters you can take it as a small letters. But here we have only 3 alphabet. That's why I'm going to take here it is a uppercase letters. Okay. So in that, first of all, I'm going to create a constructor so that I can display the list of options first of all. Okay. Uh, Very first thing is just I'm going to take here the constructor that is init. Again, I'm going to give here the self keyword, which means when you create an object, automatically the constructor part will be executed. So in this situation, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take here account balance. Okay, so I'm going to take actually the account balance is equals to 10,000 assume. Okay, initially in case if you declare with this variable, then constructor is almost not required. Okay, so once again the constructor is not required. Just in case if you want to take some initial balance, then this is required, but otherwise this is not required. Or I can take here, I will do one thing here. Better I will send that amount from the object only. What I can do is just I'm going to create an object for your ATM class, and I'm going to send here the initial amount. In case if you want to open some bank account, okay, there is initial amount like 100 rupees, minimum 500,000 rupees, depending on the bank. So that is what I'm going to assign here. So initially it is 0. I'm going to take it as a constructor, and I can say here balance. Okay, so very simple thing. Just I'm going to take here self dot account balance is equals to the balance variable. That's it. So here the execution starts from the object creation onwards. When you create an object, the 10,000 will be stored in balance variable. So after that, we are assigning that balance to what? Account balance variable. thing is the constructor, which will be executed when you create an object. And the second one is the view options method. So this method we should call actually. So when you create here obj dot, when you call here a view options method, so what exactly the output will get? We know, right? So simply it will give you the list of options. When you create, okay, when you call here view options, then automatically the view options method will be executed. So simply it is giving the list of options like deposit, withdraw, all these things. So now very first thing is just I'm going to hold that value. Okay, so in case if you want to hold that value, just we can give here option is equals to, so int of, I can say here input. Just I'm asking some message here, choose your option, right? So now if the user entered value which equals to 1, just we need to execute actually the deposit business logic, otherwise withdraw business logic, balance inquiry, and the 0 is nothing but just we need to say thank you, that's it. But other than 1, 2, 3, 0, then if you enter any other value, just we need to give the some error message also. So we'll see how to write all those things here. Just I'm going to write if condition first of all, right? Within the if condition, what I'm trying to do is I'm checking here option equals to 1 or not. If the option is equals to 1, then I would like to do, I would like to execute actually the deposit related business logic. But right now we don't have the deposit business logic, right? So what I can do is I'm going to create a separate function. Instead of writing the whole code here, I can say here deposit is the methodism. So here just I'm going to print right now. This is deposit only. So just I'm printing message that is deposit. Now when the option is equals to 1, just I'm going to call here deposit. Okay, so I can say here the deposit method I'm calling, that's it. To deposit, that's it, I'm calling the deposit method. But the deposit method is a instance method, so which means we need to call with the object only. Without object we cannot call that one. So that is a problem. Just we can say here obj dot, I'm calling with the deposit, that's it. Now once again let's see the execution flow. First of all I'm going to take here object creation, that is with the 10,000, and the 10,000 will be stored in account balance. So now this is the 10,000 rupees. Now when you execute here, when you call here view options, then it will go to the view options, and first of all it will display the list of options here. Now if you select here, if you enter here a 1, then deposit method will be executed, then it will go to this one and it will print this particular message, that's it. That is what we did. Okay, let me run this program and we'll see that output. Okay, where is this ACC, where I have entered, sorry, right. So now once again I'm going to run this one, and here you can see choose your option. When you select here 1, and it is giving the deposit message, that's it. That's it. When you select here the 1 option and it is giving the, it is calling actually the deposit method, and here it is printing the deposit. But normally what we supposed to do is we will write the some business logic for the deposit, but initial balance is what? Initial balance is 10,000. When you create an object, the available balance is 10,000. Now instead of printing this one, what I can do is I'm going to take here the amount from the user. I'm asking here directly. I'm asking here, that is, assume this is the cash deposit mission. We are writing the logic for the cash deposit mission, and the amount is in integer format only. We cannot take it as a decimal format because the paisas the ATM machine will not accept. So I can say here enter withdraw, sorry, I can say um, right, deposit amount only, right. Then deposit amount will be stored in AMT variable. So one thing directly we can do, this amount we can add it to the account balance, and finally we can print that balance. That is good idea. But there is a chance to enter, okay, in case if it is a here we are entering the value, right? Then we have a chance to enter some invalid amount also, like 150. Then 50 will not allowed, or less than 20 rupees or 50 rupees, less than 100 rupees. It should not allow, right? So we need to check actually whether user entered value is correct or not. So for that purpose, what I can do is just I'm going to take here if the amount should be percentage 100 equals to 0, which means amount should be divisible with 100, which means we are taking what? We are taking only 100, 200, 300, 400. So like that, multiples of hundreds only we are going to take here. So now in case if the amount is valid amount, okay, yes, the amount is valid amount, then I'm going to self dot account balance equals to self dot account balance minus whatever the amount here we have added, just we have added that amount, that's it. And finally, what we can do here, we can print available balance after completion of the transaction, just self dot account balance, that's it. Otherwise, in case if you enter some wrong amount which is not divisible with 100, then what we can do here, just we can print some error message. We can say here, please enter multiples of hundreds only. Just to concentrate, guys, this is a little bit lengthy code, but the easy code also. Okay, so when you call here, okay, when you enter here one, means the option number is one, then deposit method should execute. So here it is calling the deposit method. So simply to go to the deposit method, and here we are taking the deposit amount first. Okay, so we are taking actually the deposit amount. Then I can say here, right. Then we are taking that amount, and after that, just I'm checking whether the amount is divisible with 100 or not. If the amount is divisible with 100, then I'm adding it to the account balance. Otherwise, uh, just I'm printing the some error message. Boss, you should enter only multiples of hundreds only. It will not take less than 100 and 150, 120 like that. So that's it. Then simply let me run this one and I will show you that output first. See here it is displaying the four options, that is one, deposit, withdraw, balance, inquiry and exit. And when you select here the one option, it is asking the deposit amount, which means it is going to this method and it is asking the deposit amount. Okay, I'm going to take here 3,400 is the amount, and finally it is giving the 13,400, which means the transaction is successfully done. Transaction is successfully done and the amount is added also. Okay, let me try with the some invalid amount, whether we are getting the invalid message or not. Just I can say here. I have selected one option. It is asking the deposit amount, but when I enter 123 rupees, it is saying please enter multiples of hundreds only, which means it is not adding to the balance, account balance. So which means deposit is working fine. Now I would like to give you here one more requirement here. The deposit limit also I want to control. Deposit limit also I would like to control. So then just minimum deposit, or I can say here the maximum deposit should be 50,000 only. We should not take more than 50,000. Okay, there is a rule assume. So now in this situation, what we can do is within this if condition, we can take another if condition. Directly we can write here the condition. Amount should be less than or equals to 50,000 only. We can put this rule, or in case if you want to change this figure, just we can change that figure also, right? Right, that's it. Just in case if the amount is less than or equals to 50,000, then we are adding, and finally we are printing the account balance. Otherwise, the valid amount only we are giving, but more than 50,000 we are trying to deposit. Then what it will do is just we should display some error message. Please enter, or I can say here, deposit limit is 50,000 only. That's it. So first of all, we are checking whether the amount is valid amount or not. In case if it is a valid amount, then it will check the another condition, that is amount should be less than or equals to 50,000 only. If both the conditions are satisfied, then amount will be added to the account balance. And finally, we are displaying that amount. But in case if the condition is not satisfied, which means we are trying to give more than 50,000, then this else block will be executed. So simply it is saying deposit limit should be 50,000 only. But if the first condition is not satisfied, which is nothing but it is not multiples of 100, then it will display this message, that is please enter multiples of hundreds only. So let me try that one. Just let me run this and okay, something. Okay, we need to do colons, no? Right. So now let's take here one, and I'm trying to give here 54,000. Let me try here. What it is giving? It is giving deposit limit is 50,000 only. Okay, so which means this message. But in case if you enter here, let's take here one option, and I'm going to enter here 150 rupees, and it is giving please enter multiples of hundreds only. So when you enter some invalid amount, yes, it is giving the proper message. When you enter more than 50,000, yes, it is giving the different message. So now I can take here again the one option, and I'm going to give here 2,300 rupees, and the amount is added successfully, and totally it is giving the 12,300. Yes, it is working. The deposit module is working. So one thing is the amount should be multiples of 100, then the limit should be below 50,000 or equal to 50,000. That's it, guys. So similarly, coming to the next option, that is the withdraw option. I can say here, if just I'm going to say here option equals to 2, then I'm going to call here obj dot. I need to call actually another method, that is the withdraw method. Or otherwise, we need to write the logic for withdraw here. But instead of writing the logic, better if you take the separate method only. So I can say here that is def withdraw, and within this withdraw method, I'm going to write here that is again the amount is equals to int of input. I can take here enter withdraw amount. Just I'm going to check the condition here. Uh, if the amount is withdraw amount, okay, what are the conditions we need to follow to withdraw the amount? The first thing is withdraw amount also should be multiples of hundreds only, right? So I can take here amount should be multiples of hundreds. Then I can do something. Otherwise, I can say here the else block. Within the print, just I'm going to write here, please enter multiples of hundreds only. Okay, so this is one thing. And the second thing is, in case if the amount is multiples of hundreds only, but the transaction limit should be the 20,000 only. Okay, per transaction we can take sometimes per transaction we can withdraw 10,000 per transaction. Sometimes we can withdraw 20,000. That is depending on the area. Okay. So now I'm going to give you that condition also. Just I'm going to take here amount should be less than or equals to. Okay, I'm going to give you here the 20,000 only. The amount is greater than 20,000, then I'm going to give you here some message. Withdraw limit should be, okay, withdraw limit is directly we can write here 20,000 only. That's it. In case if you want to withdraw the amount, first condition is that should be a multiples of 100. And the second condition is the amount should be less than or equals to 20,000. If these two conditions are satisfied, then we can withdraw. So I'm thinking about one more condition here. Okay, so I'm thinking about here one more condition. In my account, I have only 5,000 rupees. But when I'm trying to withdraw here 10,000 or 15,000, yes, we will get that amount according to this program. Okay, so we need to check that one also. Just I'm going to take here if amount is less than or at least equals to the account balance. Okay, that is I can say here self dot account balance, then we can withdraw. Okay, so then finally I'm going to write here self dot account balance is equals to self dot account balance minus the withdraw amount. That's it. And I can say here finally the available balance is I can give here that is self dot account balance. That's it. Otherwise, even this condition is not satisfied, assume, then what we can do is we can print here insufficient fund. Okay, if this condition is not satisfied, which means what? In our account, we don't have the balance, right? I can say here insufficient, sorry, insufficient fund you can message. Okay. Okay, so that is one message I want to print here. So now if you observe, if this condition is not satisfied, this message will be executed. If this condition is not satisfied, this block will be executed. If this is not satisfied, and this will be executed. If all these three conditions are satisfied, so simply the amount will be deducted and finally it will give you the account balance also. That's it. Now here we have implemented the deposit module and here we have implemented actually the withdraw module. So now in this situation, okay, in this program, just we need to remember, we have seen actually the constructor concept. There is a constructor which will be loaded at the time of object creation. And there are methods also. Okay, right now we have seen non-parameterized method. All these are the non-parameterized method only, except the self keyword, we don't have actual parameters. And this is the instance variable which will be declared within the class outside all the methods. And we can use this variable in deposit method, withdraw method. Okay, whatever the methods you are creating, everywhere we can use. That is the instance variables. And coming to the AMT is nothing but a local variable. Okay, we have seen this one also, right? So now when the option is equals to 2, just to call that withdraw method, whatever the method just now we have implemented, just we are calling all the methods. Okay, let me show you here. First of all, when you select here the option 2, the withdraw amount is just I'm going to take here 1200 rupees. Okay, so I'm taking here the 1200 rupees and the remaining amount is here the available balance is 8,800 rupees. So the available balance is actually 10,000. From 10,000, if you deduct 1200, the remaining balance is this one. So which means the withdraw is also working fine. And we'll see the errors first. Okay, so just in case if we enter here second option once again, when I'm trying to withdraw here 230 rupees, it is saying please enter multiples of 100, which means the amount is wrong, right? The amount is invalid amount, so it is giving the proper message only. But just when you enter here second option, but I'm going to take here 22,000 first of all, right? 22,000. And it is saying withdraw limit should be 20,000 only. More than 20,000 we cannot withdraw. That is what it is saying. Okay, so let me try with the second option once again. I'm trying to withdraw here 12,000. But it is saying insufficient fund because in our account we don't have that much of amount. That is valid amount only, right? That is valid amount only, and that is less than 20,000 only. But only the problem is what? That that much of amount is not available in your account. So that's the reason it is giving the 12,000. But in case if you add here, okay, so if you add here 1 lakh or 1 lakh or 10 lakh something, okay, just I have added 1 lakh rupees. Now, in case if you select here the second option, when you are trying to deposit here 12, okay, withdraw here 12,000, yes, it is giving the 88,000 remaining amount. Okay, so just to remember that point. So the rules for the withdraw is, yes, it is giving. It should check first of all multiples of hundreds and less than or equals to 20,000 and should be less than or equals to account balance. And finally, we are detecting that one. Okay, so we have seen withdraw also. And finally, the balance inquiry is very simple. Just I can say here, else if when the option equals to 3, then simply we need to print the available balance only. There is no other things here. Available. I can say here balance and just we need to give here self dot account balance. That's it. When you select 3, then definitely you'll get the account balance. And what is the last option? When you select here the 0, right? I can say that option also here. Else if option is equals to 0, then I'm going to say here, thank you. Just I'm going to say here, visit again. Because he selected 0, which means what? When he selected 0 option, that means he want to exit. Then directly we can give this message. But other than these 4 options, 1, 2, 3, and 0, in case if anybody enter other than these options, then I'm going to say here invalid option. Sorry, let me try here. One bracket is missing somewhere. Okay, here, right. So now in this option directly, if you enter here 0, directly it will say thank you and visit again and the program got terminated. But in case if you enter here the third option, simply it is displaying the available balance and that's it. It is terminating the program. And we have seen already the first two options, that is a deposit as well as withdraw. That's it. So now coming to the one more point I would like to add here. Okay, this is only the program, guys. This is enough first thing. And I'm trying to extend something here. I have sent in the chart window. Just look at that. I'm going to add here one more thing, just modifications here. I can say here second option is withdraw amount. When you enter here 5,000 rupees, it is giving the remaining amount is 95,000 because 5,000 is detected from 1 lakh. But not only the available balance, what we need to do is already we have discussed one program that is number of nodes, right? So that module I would like to add here. Okay, so the number of nodes, like I can say here, number of 500, number of 200, number of 100 rupees. We did that one, right? Just I would like to add that one. Okay, so just let me add that module here. Okay, so I'm going to implement that one first. DEF, I can say here, number of nodes is the method name. And I'm going to take here one parameter that is amount. Right, I'm taking actually one parameter other than self, that is amount. So where is the withdraw method? Okay, in withdraw method, after detecting that amount, I'm going to call that method that is obj dot withdraw, and I'm going to send actually the amount here. What is the amount here? AMT is the actually withdraw amount. If the conditions are satisfied, first condition, second condition, third condition, then you are detecting that amount and finally you are calling the withdraw amount and you are sending actually one parameter that is withdraw amount. That's it. Now here, that withdraw amount we are holding here. So this withdraw amount is what? Definitely multiples of hundreds only, right? No need to check once again that is correct amount or not. Then directly I can write the business logic here. I can say here A represents the 500. We have seen this program, right? B represents the 100 rupees, sorry, 200, and C represents the 100 rupees. Directly we can check the condition here. The amount in case AMT is in case greater than or equals to 500, then we can take here A is equals to, right, A is equals to what? The given amount by 500. Okay. And after that, we need to detect the remaining amount, right? So what you can do is we can take here amount is equals to amount minus a variable into 500. So that you will get the remaining amount. Then finally, we can print here 500 rupees notes or, then I can print here the a variable. Similarly, just I'm going to take here another condition, that is amount in case greater than or equals to 200. We have seen this program, guys. B is equals to, I can take here amount by 200. Similarly, just I'm going to take here amount is equals to amount minus B into 200. So after that, just I'm going to give you here 200 rupees notes, or take here it is a B. So similarly, just I'm going to take here amount should be greater than or equals to 100. I can say here C is equals to AMT by 100. No need to detect that amount because that is on the least node. Directly we can print here 100 rupees notes, or how many? See, that's it. So this is actually one separate program. Just to here we are adding the one module. That's it. So now when the withdraw module is working, okay, when the withdraw module is running, so in this situation you'll get this one also. After that you'll get the account balance. That's it. So now see here, till now we have written almost 70 lines of code, but this is very easy, right? The execution flow, if you follow, this is very easy. First of all, we have created an object with the 1 lakh rupees, and the 1 lakh rupees will be stored in, which means the constructor part will be executed and the 1 lakh will be stored in the balance variable. Okay. I can say this is account balance, guys. This is not, okay. So assume, okay, by mistake I have added ACC balance. That's fine. Not a problem. So anyway, the 1 lakh will be added to this variable, and later just I'm calling the view options. Then simply it will go to the view options. First of all, we are displaying the list of options, and after that we are taking some number. In case if the number is equals to 1, it will call the deposit function. If it is 2, withdraw function. If it is 3, just it will print the available balance. If it is 0, just some error message. And finally, when you enter 1, 2, or other than 1, 2, 3, 0, it will give you the invalid option. So now check one by one here. When you enter 1, deposit, and this is the business logic for that one. We have seen all the business logics. For withdraw, this one, but extra we have added withdraw. Okay, number of nodes method we are calling. Sorry, this is not calling the number of nodes now. Okay, number of nodes, and we are sending actually the amount variable. And here just we are displaying this option. So okay, let me try this one. So I can say here when you select here the 2, and I'm going to take here 7,800. What it is doing, it is printing 15 500 rupees notes, one 200 rupees note, 100 rupees note. 7,800 we are deducting from 1 lakh, and the remaining amount is 92,200. That's it. So now in this application, yes, each and everything is it is working. Like withdraw is working, deposit is working, balance inquiry is working, and the exit option also working. But one more module we can add here. Just we can take actually the validate method, and so that we can take the pin number from the user, and we can add that module also, right? Let me try that one also. I can say DAF. I can say here validate method. Okay, so validate method. And in case if the validate method is success, I can say here pin number is equals to, I'm giving actually the database. Okay, we can give, um, we can store this pin number in the database, and but of course, what I'm trying to do is just I'm giving here the static thing, and after that I'm going to take it from the user at the same time. Just I'm going to say here pin underscore number equals to int of input, which means I'm giving the chance to user enter pin number. But of course, you can do these operations with the database also, which means you can store this information to the database, and you can take the pin number from the database and you can check whether it is correct or not. I'm checking here in case if the pin underscore number is equals to exactly whatever the pin here we have the static value, then I'm going to call here the view options method. Otherwise, I'm not calling that option. So simply I'm going to say here that is invalid pin number. That's it. Now within the main method, just what we can do is we can remove this one. And what is the first method? The first method is validate. That's it. Very small change here I did. So now, first of all, we are calling the validate method. In case if the pin number is correct, then only we are calling the view options. Otherwise, we are displaying the invalid pin number. Okay, let me run this one and I will show you that one. See here it is giving the enter pin number. By mistake, if you enter some wrong pin number, and it is giving the invalid pin number. That's it. Now, in case if you enter some right pin number 1234, yes, it is giving the options to the user. When you enter here again one, and when I'm trying to deposit 4,500, yes, it is giving that amount only 1 lakh 4,500. The remaining modules will it will work. Just to have added one simple module, that is validate module. That's it. So I can say this is one more thing, but I want to give you here separate task, guys. Okay, so in this module, separate task. The first one is, first task is, after completion of each and every operation, the program got terminating, right? Now, can you write the logic in this one only? Can you write the logic to continue this program? Which means when you deposit something, 10,000 rupees, again, it should ask one or zero. Like one is for the continue and zero is for exit. When you select here the zero, again, you need to display the list of options. This is actually a one-time operation. No? But in some ATM machines, you can observe, do you want to continue the second transaction? It will ask you like that. After completion of one withdraw operation or deposit operation, again, it will ask you, do you want to continue? So which means no need to swipe the card once again. But here, after completion of one time, yes, it is terminated. So which means again, you need to swipe the card, then only it will work. So that you need to try first of all, remember. So in this application, so what you supposed to do? So the first task is you should continue the operations. So very simple thing, guys. You need to write the while loop or do while loop, anything. One loop you need to take. Only when you select the zero, then only it should terminate. Otherwise, it, completely it should repeat. Okay, so that is what we need to do. So that is one modification I did. Okay, one modification I'm expecting. The second thing is whatever the transactions we are doing, can we store this transaction information into the database? Just can we connect this application with the database? Just think about that one and we'll see in case if you give some ideas how we can connect with the database or where for which data we can use the database. Like pin number is one thing it is showing actually. And in case if you want to add account number and whatever the transactions we are doing here, the debit operation, credit operation, if you want to maintain, just you can create one table and we can maintain all these transactions. So now in that situation, what we can do is we can add that database connection in this program. Okay, so database connection in this program and we can store each and every transaction information, debit or credit information into the database also. So just to think about these two operations, guys, one thing is we should continue the same process. And the second thing is, can we use the database connectivity for this application? Okay, so that's it. That's it about this application. Now just I'm going to start actually the basics of the graphs. Let's see here very quickly. I will complete. Don't worry, I will close in 5 to 10 minutes only. So I will not take more than that. So now if you want to work with the graphs, what exactly you need to do is, again, you need to install the few more libraries. Go to the file menu, go to the settings. Yes, in my system already I have installed that one. Just you need to click on plus and you need to type here the mat. Remember, already you know how to install the library in PyCharm. Just you need to click on the plus symbol and type there. Okay, when you click on this one, here just you need to type here matplotlib. There is a package. Matplotlib, there is a package. You need to install that package. Okay, so to generate the graphs, this one is required. So in my system, I'm already installed that software. Just you need to install this one. The second thing is after completion of this one, okay, so after completion of this one, if you want to generate the graphs, first of all, we need to import that one, that is matplotlib dot pyplot, which means Python plot. That's it. This is the predefined library to generate the graphs. Okay, but every time instead of typing this much of lengthy keyword, what I can do is I'm going to take here the PLT, some reference variable I'm taking. In the previous programs like database connectivity, we have taken actually C variable, right? MySQL dot connector. But instead of that, just we are using C variable only. So similarly here, in case if you want to generate the graphs, just we need to import the one package, that is matplotlib dot pyplot, and after that I'm going to give here some reference variable, that is PLT. So I'm taking here the two list, guys. One thing is just I'm going to take here 3, 9, actualize 7, assume, and I'm going to take here the Y axis also. That is, let's take here another list, but we need to take X value as well as Y value, both are same, guys, same number. In case if you take here X values are 3 and for Y value also we need to take 3 only. So then only it will work. Okay, so these are the X points and these are the Y points. But if you want to generate the plot or graph, just we need to use here PLT dot, just we can give here the plot. Within this plot, just we need to give here X comma Y, that's it. So that is nothing but X positions as well as Y position. And finally, you can give here one more method, that is a show method. That's it. So now when you run this one and it will show you plot, and I will explain this one. See here, this is the plot actually, which means this is the graph. And based on your X and Y values, it will generate. See here, your X value is first value is 3, right? Okay, so 3 comma 33 is the first point. 9 comma 99 is the second point. 7 comma 44 is the next point. So 3, this is the 3, x value is 3 and y value is 33 is nothing but a, this is the 33. This is the first point. What is the second point here? 9 comma 99. So 9 is what? This is the 9, right? Okay. So here, and the 99 is nothing but this one. So this is your second point. Third point is what? 7 comma. Okay. This is the 7 and 44 is nothing but this one. Okay. So in this way, you can give here x values as well as y values. That is one thing. And in case if you want to extend the positions also, okay, in case if you want to take more than this, just we can give that one also. I'm taking here 23 and let's take here 33 also. Okay, I have added one more point. First of all, let me close this one. Once again, I'm going to run this one and I will show you that the updated one. Okay, I have added 2 commas. Just let me run this one and see here. Now we got 4 points. This is first point, second point, third point, and fourth point. You need to check here the values. 23 comma 33 is nothing but a, okay, 23 is, yeah, this is 22.5 and this is actually 23. Point 33 is nothing but, okay, here this is 30 and actually this is 33. So based on this x and y values, you can generate this one. This is one thing. Okay. But before that, before generating this one, just to remember, you need to install matplotlib.pyplot so that you can generate the graphs. Otherwise, you cannot generate. Let me send you that thing in the chart window. Confirm, guys. Are you able to see the chart window, like the messages in the chart window? Otherwise, again, I need to share with Salman so that Salman can give you that. Otherwise, confirm it, guys. Confirm it. I'm going to give you just one more plot. Oh,
Uh,
okay. Just please
Raghu,
copy. Yes, yes. Tell me.
where Salman is sharing all this data, is there any group?
Oh, you don't know that one.
No, I am not in there.
Okay. Mujib, can you check with the Salman because every in case if the content is very heavy, I'm sharing the documents with the Salman. I don't know exactly where he's sharing.
Sir, sending
Okay,
PDF, sir, individual WhatsApp number.
okay, okay. Okay,
Yeah,
Akhil,
Taslim,
you also just to check with the Salman.
yes, sure, sure.
Yeah, but my estimation is, guys, before recap sessions, you should complete all those things. Then you should come with the doubts. If you come with the doubts, okay, then we'll dig into the little bit depth and I can give you complete thing. See, only the problem is, yeah, after completion of my session, in case if you didn't touch that logical programming, all those concepts, I will give you the recap sessions, fine. After completion of recap session, you will touch all those files once again. Then you will get the doubts. Okay, so that's why my suggestion is before taking my recap sessions only, try to complete all those things. Then we'll plan some recap sessions so that I can clear all your doubts. So then definitely my recap session is useful to you. So that's why I'm saying. Otherwise, I will complete my recap sessions also. Then after completion of that, if you check that files, if you get some errors, maybe, yeah, maybe I'm not available always. So please check that one. Right, coming to the one more point here. So I have sent that one, right? So in this way, you can generate the graph like X value and Y value you can take, but only one point is how many X positions here we are taking, the same number of positions we need to take in the Y list also. But if you observe this diagram, actually, in case if you want to provide the labels, okay, X is what and Y is what, in case if you want to take that labels, you can take that labels also. Just I'm going to give you here. Okay, so yeah, this is your wish. The points is your wish. And so after that, just I'm going to give here plt dot, I can say here x label, and whatever the label you want to print, just you can print that one. Okay, just I'm going to say here X label only, but this is your wish, guys. Whatever the name you want to write, just you can write that one. And similarly, just I'm going to say here Y label also, and you can give that Y label also. That's it. Now, when you run this one, okay, is there any error here? No, right? When you run this one, okay, already one thing is there, right? Just when you run this, and now here you can see there is a Y label is there, there is a X label is there. That's your wish. I'm telling here, this point is, okay, this name is your wish. You can take anything. So this is one thing I want to convey. And of course, you can take here the color also, in case if you want to change the color width, and you can do all those things. Okay, I will show you all these things on Monday, don't worry. And in case similarly, if you want to take another a line, that is, I can say here, this is X1 and Y1. This is let's take here X2 and Y2. And the positions are different. I'm taking here completely different. And 23, 55, 76. So just we can take here X1 comma X comma Y1, and let me try here X2 comma Y2 also. Maybe it will not give you the two lines here like this, right? So here, if you observe carefully, X1 Y1 is one line and X2 Y2 is another line. So what we can do is we can give like this also. So in case if you are a little bit confused, just you can give here X2 and Y2 also. But of course, you can take these values from the user also, not an issue. Just let me run this one, and here you can see, yeah. Now just check these values, and you can compare these values. Already we have seen this one, right? That is 3 comma 33 point. This is actually 3, and 33 is nothing but this one. And the 9 comma 99 is nothing but a, so this is actually the 9 assume, okay, between 8 to 10, this is 9, and the 99 is nothing but this position. This is the second point for the X1 and Y1. 7 comma 44 is nothing but a, 7 is nothing but this one, and the 44 is nothing but this one. So this is the point. So this is X1 and Y1. So similarly, X2 and Y2, okay, there are positions like 13 and 23. So 13 is this is, and 23 is nothing but this one. 19 and 55. So 55 is nothing but this one, and 90 is nothing but this one. Similarly, 17 and 76 is nothing but like this. So in this way, of course, user will give you some data first of all. Based on that, you need to generate some graph. That's it. So of course, in real time, definitely you will not take this one manually. So customer will give you some values. Based on that values, you need to generate the graph, which means what you need to know. You need to know how to import the matplotlib and how to generate the plots, how to give here the labels, and label colors also we can give, and you can give the legend also. Okay, so I can say here, just you can give here X label. Mm, okay, so I can do one thing. Just I can give here the colors also. Let me try here. Yeah, don't worry. I will show you all these things later. So right. Right now here the color is red and this one is green. Okay, previously this color is different, right? So now in case if you want to change the width also, you can change the width also. That is just thickness only. Okay, but don't worry, we'll see all these things. So right now we don't have time now. So this is one thing, guys. So in this way we can generate the plots. So not only this one, we can generate actually the bar graph and pie chart and all these things. But don't worry, I will show you each and everything on Monday. But before that, whatever the pending things are there, just to try to complete that one. Okay, quickly I will show you that one, the bar also, so that you'll get some clarity whether we can able to generate or not. Just what I'm trying to do is just I'm going to give you here some age equals to, there is a list called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am going to take here the 5 bars and I'm going to take here the B, that is just for height, means how much value we need. Just I can take here that is 55, 67, 33, okay, 34, 22. Okay, so how many values we have? 67, okay, 60, 78, let's take. So here, how many values required, and this is the just height of that one. So very simple thing, guys. Just we need to give here plt dot. There is a method called bar. Just we need to give here a comma b. Okay, so that is first thing. And when you run this one, and first of all, it will show you that bar here. So let's see here. So I'm saying here, these are the values. Okay, whatever the values you want to give, just you can give that values also. But right now I'm giving here the only the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 something. And this is height. The first one is height is what? 55. Second one is what? 67. Third one is 34. Next one is 22. And the next one is like this. So now you can take actually the department names, and based on the departments, you can give some score also. Here also you can provide the x-axis as well as y-axis as well as title we can take. And if you want to change, you can change the colors also. Okay, let me show you that. But don't worry, we'll see all these things. This is the extra information. Don't worry. Yeah, maybe interview point of view, it will help. That's why I'm covering this one also. Just I'm going to give here the colors also. I can take here the red is one color. Okay. And one more color is just I'm going to give here the green color. So what it will do is, first of all, it will give you the red color and the next one is green color. After that, it will shift like that. Red, green, and again, it will provide the red and green like this. But in case if you want to give more colors, then it will distribute like this only. So like this, we can do a lot of things based on your data. So in real time, yes, user will provide some data. So based on the data, just we need to generate some graph and we can take the screenshots and we can save this one. Yeah, these are the reports actually. Okay, so data analysis point of view, these are the reports. I hope you got a little bit idea how to generate the graphs, but don't worry, we will see in-depth graphs in Monday onwards. But today, whatever the concepts we covered, just once again go through this concept.